Hello Body and Soul community, my name is Lyric. I'm here to unpack a market box. This is an example of the food that we have going out Tuesday, today, at our no-cost market. So you may receive some of this food in your box, you may receive some other surprises, but for now let's see what I have and unpack my box. The first thing I see popping out of my box is some chestnut mushrooms. I'll open this up so you can see what's inside, but we have a label that tells you how to eat the mushrooms and the benefits of mushrooms. Check these out. These are chestnut mushrooms. These came from Trumpet Farm, a local farm here. We purchased these mushrooms. That's actually one of my roles here at Bounty and Soul, is to coordinate purchasing local food from local farms. You do want to eat your mushrooms cooked, so you can saute these. You could add them to soups or stews. If you set mushrooms out in the sun before you cook them, they can absorb extra vitamin D, which is really cool. Mushrooms are also a great source of vitamin K and protein. And you want to store your mushrooms in the fridge. I would put these into a Tupperware instead of keeping them in my brown paper bag that they came in, because this will cause the mushrooms to dry out if I wait a couple days before I eat them. I have more purchased local food. This is beautiful kale. This came from Nuestra Organic Farm, specifically Beacon Village Farm down in Old Fort. We purchased lots of kale and lettuce and dandelion greens from them, which is really exciting. You can check out my kale videos. There's kale chips and a kale salad, both of which are posted on the website and the Facebook. Kale you can eat raw or cooked. You want to store this in the fridge, and it's a great source of iron and calcium and protein. Some beautiful local bread from Annie's Bakery. Sourdough is my favorite. I have some broccoli from Irma's Produce. They're down in the Old Fort area as well. They have a produce stand you may be familiar with. Broccoli is another vegetable you can eat raw or cooked. You've got potassium, calcium, phosphorus, some good protein in here, fiber, and you want to store your broccoli in the fridge. And you can see there's a little bit of yellow on the florets on the tops there, and that's totally okay. It's fine to eat. If it gets really brown and mushy or moldy, maybe at that point you could compost it, but hopefully you eat it before then. I have some organic green grapes. Grapes have vitamin C, and they're also a really hydrating food. They have a lot of water content, that's why they're so juicy. And you can store these in your fridge just as they are. I have some bananas. Bananas, of course, are a great source of potassium. You've probably heard this. My favorite way to eat bananas is to peel them and then freeze them and then blend them into a smoothie, and they're really creamy. You can store bananas at room temperature, and if they start to get big brown spots or get mushy, then it's a great time to freeze them to make smoothies or banana bread. Don't feel like you have to throw them away. Big beautiful oranges. These would be a great choice to make some orange juice at home. They look really big and juicy. You can check out my home juicing video. It's on the website and the Facebook for how you can juice fruit without having to buy any fancy equipment. And you can store oranges at room temperature. If you eat part of an orange and you want to save the rest for later, then at that time you should refrigerate it. And you don't need to throw the peels away. You can use the peels to make an all-purpose vinegar cleaner. You can check out, I have a video about that too, website and Facebook. I have some huge, beautiful zucchini. These came from Thoma Farms. Zucchini can be eaten raw or cooked. I prefer it cooked myself. I've been making zucchini bread muffins a lot. I have a video all about zucchini and summer squash. You can check out some recipe ideas there. And you want to store these in your fridge. You shouldn't store them at room temperature, even though you can store some other types of winter squash at room temperature. These want to live in the fridge, and you want to eat them before they start to get soft. These are ripe when they are not soft. I have some russet potatoes. This type of potato has a firmer, thicker skin than some other types of potatoes. Potatoes are great because they can store for a long time, so you can kind of have them in your back pocket when you're short on food to cook. And they can store at room temperature in a cool, dark place like a pantry would be a great place to store potatoes. Last but not least, it didn't fit in my box, but I have a big, beautiful watermelon. I'll be doing a video tomorrow, Wednesday, with some recipe ideas and nutrition information about watermelon, so you can stay tuned there. But watermelon, of course, can be eaten fresh. I don't know very many people that cook watermelon, but I would love to hear your ideas if you cook watermelon. You can store this at room temperature. Once you cut it up, you want to store it in the fridge at that point. Here's all the food that was in my market box today. I hope this video was helpful, and I look forward to seeing what you create.